Hello fellow explorers, welcome back to another exciting adventure with me, Stanley the Explorer. Today we are visiting Gathoni Farm in the beautiful countryside of Limuru. This is a place where agriculture and sustainability coexist. Let's go explore. So guys, I'm joined here by Karaoke and Wafula, who are going to take us through this farm so that we can see what they have. That is Wafula there, Karaoke, and that is Karaoke. Yes, Gathoni Farm. Gathoni Farm.
Yeah.
So maybe Karaoke, you can give us an overview of Gathoni Farm.
At Gathoni Park Farm, we have quite a range of activities that take place over here. So besides the tea farming, we also do like a lot of other crops specifically here. But in our today's event, the idea is to learn how we conduct our farm tour, get to do like a couple of activities, which is going to be in the range of learning how to harvest tea, learning how tea is processed, and the maintenance practices. We get to a very interesting sensory garden, which we are very proud of. Yeah, I mean it's the only sensory garden that we have in East and Central Africa. Yeah, we're going to have a sensory experience, which is going to evoke like your five senses. So taste, smell, name them. Yeah, and then eventually we're going to have a very interesting cup of tea prepared from our own herbs. Yes.
So we are doing the farm tour right now. We are getting the basket for harvesting tea.
Yes.
Yeah, tea harvesting.
Make sure there are no old leaves inside.
No, it's from a previous.
Yes. Good. Then you can just have them on your back.
Yeah,
Just like that. Yes. You're ready, yeah?
Yes. Tea farmer. So right now we are ready to go for tea plucking, tea harvesting. Yeah. And that is the first activity.
We just run.
Are the baskets heavy?
They're not heavy.
Oh, they're not heavy.
Like the tea plantation itself has been there for close to 100 years. Yeah.
100 years.
Yes. Most of the tea that you see around. Yeah. And then now we started up with some other activities like further farming, as my colleague had mentioned earlier. And then also we introduced this other new idea of the sensory garden. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's good to acknowledge that most of the sorry. most of the sections have been harvested. So we are really trying to look for the best fit for the beef.
Yes.
Just be careful. There are some stumps along the tea so that you don't just hit everywhere.
Yeah. So I think first of all we need to start with the definition of tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are defining tea, guys.
Yes. I want to ask her to give us a try of what she knows of.
Tea?
Yes.
I think tea is this leaves, and then you grate them, then you make tea.
Okay, so tea is simply like a green shrub that belongs into plants that are called Tiacia. The scientific name of tea is called Camellia sinensis. That is like the biological name of tea. So tea is like a shrub, yeah?
Okay.
Just grows as you can see, like this is only one stem, but does spread just to create like a shrub. Yeah. All right. So I think the next thing that we are going to do is learn how to harvest tea. So there are like different ways of harvesting tea. Yeah. So some people use hands, what is called hand picking. You can use machines. You can also use some scissors. I don't know if you have seen scissors for harvesting tea. Yeah. So when you go to other companies like in Kericho, a company like James Finlay, they have scissors and machines for harvesting tea apart from hand picking. Yeah. So but for us in our farm we usually use hand picking. And just to let you know, hand picking is like the best way of picking tea.
I was to ask that question between scissors and hand picking.
Exactly.
Which is the best?
Hand picking is the best.
Yes.
Simply because like you're a human being, you have eyes, you can see what you're picking.
Yeah.
You can pick the right quality that is supposed to be picked before you take it to the factory. Unlike machines or scissors, they can cut everything. Maybe the weeds are there, or maybe some insects. They can just collect everything, and then that ends. Of course, it's going to destroy the quality of your tea eventually. Yeah. Okay. So maybe we give her a challenge. We see what she's going to harvest. We've seen wonders here when people come for farm tours.
No, I have an idea. So I want to embarrass my grandmother. I have an idea. Yeah.
Yes, let's see.
You pick like this, such. I don't know if this one is like kind of this.
Then it's like the new leaves or the fresh leaves.
No, I don't know how to say it in English, but I know it with my mother tongue. But I don't know how to say it in English. And then there's a way when you pick this one. I think there's a way you cutter this one.
Exactly. Because you want to maintain the table of the tea. Yes. So tea, you have to get like a level, like a table.
When you need it, this one you just leave it there.
Yes. That becomes like manure for the tea later on.
Now this goes into the basket.
Yeah, and this one, guys, you do like this. You do like this.
Excellent.
That's nice.
That.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So she has just given us a demonstration of how tea is picked. And I wish you could harvest like a kilo of tea. And then you give us the action. We see how much you can pluck.
I said the way you're doing it.
I'm not an expert as such.
But the way you're doing it.
Yeah.
You can do it. Over time, you can.
I think you just have to get used to it.
Over time, you build that.
So once your hands you feel like they are full, you have to like throw them to the basket. So some people make a lot of mistakes when doing that. So some of the leaves will
fall down.
So you will be harvesting like within an hour. You think your basket is full. Only to realize it's like
everything is done.
Full.
Wow. This is awesome. Like from far end to the far end is tea plantation.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a big plantation. It's close to 80 acres.
80 acres.
Yes.
Wow.
A bush around.
So big. This side will be dark because of the direction of the sun. So guys, this farm is 80 acres. So it's 80 acres of tea leaves or
of tea leaves.
Oh, tea plantation. Tea plantation. Tea leaves.
All right. So that's one, like as we mentioned earlier, there are like different ways of harvesting. So what we've just done is like hand picking. And then of course we have our basket. Just to ask a question, how many kilos do you think can fit in that basket?
Like 10.
Like 10? She says 10. And you?
I think I'll do this. I'll 10.
So 10.
Maybe 12, 13.
You are close. So this basket can fill like 15 to 20 kgs. Yeah. And then you are paid like per the number of kgs that you pluck.
So it will depend with your speed of picking.
Yes, that's the thing. So I don't know how much you'd be paid if you had to harvest with that. Assuming we are paying you 10 shillings for every kilo.
So 10 shillings per kilo.
Assuming that is our rate. I don't know how much you'd.
1 kilo.
You've got to be swift.
I think it's experience.
You've got to master the art. You've got to be swift enough.
Wow, this is awesome.
Okay. So sometimes other people make mistakes when they're picking tea. I think you are an expert because I think you are raised in a tea area.
The growing area. Yes.
But sometimes you find like people when they're harvesting tea, some of them will end up picking something like this.
So this is the reject.
Yes. Like you can see this leaf is overgrown. Someone else will pluck for you something like this. One more. Maybe something like this.
Even this one, instead of throwing it down,
or maybe something like this. So guys, this is called a red stalk. So on this red stalk, this simply means that some tea leaves were plucked from these areas. So you can see it has like some injury, some scars on it. So this is already overgrown. So it is not going to give you like the best quality of tea. Together with these other leaves, you can see all of them are overgrown. So this is what is you are supposed to pick. But if you end up with some of this in your basket, of course the quality of your tea is going to be bad or very low. Yeah. So that's why the reason why I'm saying it's going to be bad is because some of the overgrown leaves and the stalk, they tend to have like a lot of fibers in them. So it's not going to give you like the finest tea.
The finest tea.
Yes. Yeah, because when you're processing, you need to like roll the tea so to get those small balls before you dry it and pack it. So if you end up having a lot of fiber in your tea, the quality of your tea is going to be
to reduce.
Yes. Yeah, that's why we
understand there are grades for tea. I think like grading of tea.
Exactly.
So is it the plant or the leaves that have been?
Okay, so number one from the.
Do you have like different tea plants?
Okay, so there are like different tea plants. Number one, there's what is called a green shrub, which is this. This is like a green bush of tea. There's the purple tea. And then there's some grades. So from the farm, number one, you need to know what you are supposed to pick. Yeah, so if you pick this one, this is like the standard quality. But when you take it to the factory also, there's like at the end of the process, after drying, so there's like a laboratory in the factory for testing the quality of tea that has been processed. Yeah, so there's like a specialist who is supposed to test that tea. Yeah, and then he'll be able to tell which grade of tea it is once he has tested, he or she has tested. Yeah.
And just to add on to that, so the way he said that this is it's a green bush and then you have a purple bush, so that basically means that all the teas that we take, you know, black tea or long tea, white tea, yellow tea, green tea.
You have yellow tea?
Yeah, you have yellow tea.
Never seen that.
They all come from
I only
this
know green
bush,
and purple.
Yeah, they all come from this bush. So now besides, I know apart from the purple tea and the hibiscus tea. Yes. So there, so people think that we have, you know, we have a bush for green tea, we have a bush for long tea, but I mean,
white tea.
I mean, it all boils down to the processing. Yeah. So during the processing phase, that's why you have the separate, you know, brands of teas that we have out there. You know, black tea, green, or long and white tea. Yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
Especially when you come to like the white tea itself. So some of those teas, the way that they're named, I think depends on the part of the tea that is processed. Yeah. For example, for white tea, you use the tip alone.
Wow, that is white tea.
Yeah, that's like white tea.
That is super expensive.
And this is like slightly oxidized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that when it's slightly oxidized, that means it's going to give you like high contents of antioxidants and low levels of caffeine. Yeah. So those people who don't like too much caffeine. That's the best tea, and it's one of the premium tea. You can imagine how many kgs this you can make from the buds. It's a lot.
Wow. So it's only green tea and hibiscus tea.
Just purple tea.
Purple
and
hibiscus tea.
Those are the only ones that they don't come from this green stem.
Yes.
Others is through the processing.
Sure.
Right.
Especially
Oh my
oxidation.
God. This is
Someone
awesome.
learned something today.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought I knew much about this tea.
Okay.
But
So is this tea for local consumption or you are doing it for export?
We do it for export, and then some of it also is for like local consumption. Because once you take to the factory, after grading, of course, some tea will end up to the local market. The other one will go for auctioning.
So the one for auctioning is the white tea.
Not only
also black tea and
black tea.
And basically, you know, our processor is Karirana, commonly known as Eden tea. I'm sure you guys have
Eden
seen
tea,
tea.
yes.
So those are the guys that process our tea. Yes.
because even in green tea there's a grade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the green tea that you just buy from the supermarket that goes for maybe 100 shillings, that one is going to be of, you know, lower quality as compared to the one that is
they're going to
export.
Perfect.
Yeah. So very, very interesting. About tea, I don't know.
You see why guys you should come here. You learn a lot.
I think I've learned so much about the tea. I've learned so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Things that I didn't know.
Interesting.
This is among many other reasons you should visit Gathoni Farm because of all this, and you learn more than even experiencing. You know, most most of you guys, I know you don't know this.
And just to add on to this whole experience, so we have a project that is in the pipeline.
Wow.
We want eventually to start making orthodox tea from the farm. Yeah? So orthodox tea is a conventional way of making tea, like a long time ago, in China and other places, what they mostly used to make was orthodox tea. So that means that people will be coming, and then they'll be able to process their own tea, and then they can take that to their place. Yeah. So yeah, basically what we'll be doing is going to be green tea. Green orthodox tea. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to be working on at the start of 2024 in January. So anybody who's going to join us, they'll get a chance to experience that.
So we are talking of a very soon project.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah. I mean,
you need to be here.
Exactly. Yeah. That gives them more results for them to give us a visit. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Now we go next to maintenance practices on tea.
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing you need to do on your tea, because of course, number one, you need to have your fields to be clean. Clean, they should not have like weeds on them. Yeah. So what we do is like manual weeding at our farm. We avoid doing like chemical sprays on the farm, because sometimes some sprayers spray tea, and then the chemical might end up to the factory. Yeah, because if you spray today and then the pluckers are coming tomorrow to pluck tea, of course some of it, because especially when there's no rain, of course, that chemical is going to enter into your cup of tea, which is not good for your health. Yeah, so we do like manual weeding usually. Then the other maintenance practice on tea that we do usually is on pruning. I don't know if
pruning.
Yeah. So pruning, usually we prune our tea after every 4 years, and the height that is recommended is like the knee height, this level here. So when you prune, it has to be like at the knee level. Yeah. Especially you can see like this was pruned like a year ago. It's almost at the knee level. So you can see slightly just high. Yeah.
So every 4 years,
yes,
the tea has to be pruned.
Yes.
How long does it take for you now to start harvesting?
After pruning, it will take like 3 to 4 months. Then from there you can start harvesting again.
That's interesting.
Then this is a byproduct. The product after pruning.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
After pruning. So they decompose.
And then
form manure. Apart from tea leaves, what other crops are you guys planting or growing in this place?
We have herbs, hay for livestock. Yes, for the crops basically. Yeah. So some of the tea bushes that we have around here, there's 100 years. Yeah.
Just imagine all these bushes, 100 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Guys, right now we are at the tree and herbs nursery. So this is where they are grown. Before now they can be planted in the in the field.
Fula is going to take us through.
So Afula,
right guys, so as you can see, we have some trees here. So this is something that we started like 3-4 years ago. Yeah, so there was a time we used to buy like a lot of trees to plant within the farm, but it reached a point we decided that we can, because we had like the space to do all that. Yeah, so we decided like to start like our own nursery just to meet the different needs within the farm. So at this nursery, usually what we do propagation. We propagate like our own trees, and most of our trees are indigenous. We also do propagation of herbs. We also do propagation of flowers as well. I think we'll take a walk around. We'll see what we do around. So like these are some of the trees that we plant.
What do you mean by propagation?
Okay, propagation.
Yes.
Thank you for that question. Propagation, I was just assuming you know propagation. So propagation simply means that you're trying like to come up with like some new plants. Yeah.
Like grafting.
Yes, for example, grafting is one of the methods of propagation.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. She's shocked. She's wondering what. You know that.
One of
Yes.
That is it.
Propagation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, they're different
It's like coming up with like new plants. So there are different ways of propagation. So what we use here commonly is what is called true cuttings and true seeds. Yeah. So like that is what we use commonly at our farm. So there are other ways of propagating plants like layering. You've heard of grafting, tissue culture, all that. Yeah, but for us we focus with cuttings and using seeds to propagate our plants at the nursery. Yeah. So maybe all these trees, like for example these trees, most of them we planted some seeds. Some of them we went to the forest because we have like some forests within the farm. We collected some whitelings from the farm and then came and started raising them as seedlings at the nursery. Any idea what a whiteling is?
Maybe a seed that has fallen down.
Exactly. Yeah, so sometimes when the forest seeds fall down, germinate, they form some seedlings, and then from there you go to the forest, you just uproot them and then come and start raising them at the nursery. Yeah.
So you usually have some of the indigenous trees in this place.
Yes.
Actually,
Most.
They are all indigenous.
Yeah.
Ah.
If you look keenly, there's no tree like a blue gum here.
Yeah.
Yes. What are some of the sustainable farming practices do you employ in this farm?
one of them, like Wafula had said, from the start, we are very organic. That is one. Meaning that we don't use chemicals around. So that's one. The other thing is on when it comes to weeding, ours is usually manual weeding. So we employ the right cultural practices, through manual weeding as opposed to use of chemical weeding practices. Those are the main practices that we employ around this.
I can see also have is this manure?
Yeah. Compost. Yeah, the use of compost actually. As opposed to use of fertilizers. Yeah.
Which is one way of
Which is rich
it's another way of sustainable farming.
Sure. Yep.
So Afula, what do you have for us here?
Okay, so
what are we doing?
Just to show you what we do usually when we propagating plants through cuttings. So usually what we need, number one, you need some compost. You also need some soil before you do any propagation at the nursery. So like for example, this is our compost from within. So this one we made within the farm. So there's a special area that we make this compost. So this is like simply like a mixture of some grass mowings together with some old leaves that have fallen within the gardens that we collect usually and do composting on them. And then so like this is the end product after we finish our composting. So usually before you do any propagation at the nursery, you need some compost and some soil. So what we do here usually we do like a combination, like the same ratio. So if you have like 1 wheelbarrow of compost, also need to have like a wheelbarrow of soil. So we just mix the compost together with the soil to get a uniform mixture. So of course we are adding the compost to the soil just to enrich the two, so that at least whatever we are going to plant, the cuttings or the young plants that we are going to propagate, they're going to get like nutrients for them to grow. So like the start process is like we have to mix these two, and then of course and then of course you need some cuttings. So these cuttings we usually get them from the parent plants within the farm and within the gardens. So like you just go within the garden, get some cuttings, you just come place them in water. Of course
so that they don't dry.
Yes, of course, through osmosis they're going to sip some water. Because of course you have to take, these are like you've already given it like an injury. Yeah. So for it to do well at the nursery, of course you have to make sure that you place them in water for some time. Yeah. And then from there, of course, there is what is called a sekatua. There's a tool for making cuttings. Sekatua. Yeah. So usually for any cutting, you need to have like some nodes. So for us, what we usually do is like to make sure that we have like nodes. Nodes is like this point here is like a node. There's another node here, is here. So for your cutting, usually what we do is that we recommend that at least each cutting should have at least 2 nodes. Yeah.
So that is where the next plant will grow from.
Yeah. So like if you look at this one, this is a container. This is already a mixture of soil and some compost. Yeah. So what we do usually, you need to have like 2 nodes. For example, I'm assuming these are the nodes that we wanted to do our cutting. So I'll cut here with a secatia. Let me just do it manually now, now that I don't have the secatia. Yeah, so we have a node here and another node here at the top. So what we do, we make sure that this node has to go inside the soil. Yeah, because this is the point where new roots are going to form from. And then this other one here, this is where the new shoots are going to shoot from to form the new leaves.
This will be the root.
The roots, and then the new leaves are going to form at this point. Yeah. So sometimes we enhance the rooting by use of like a rooting hormone. Yeah. There's one called ridomil. Yeah. There are so many other different rooting hormones that you can use, but some plants can just grow without even the rooting medium. Yeah. But if you want to enhance the formation of roots, you can also use the rooting hormones. Yeah. So what if you are using about that rooting hormone, you simply like assuming this was your rooting hormone, that this is how you do it. You just simply place the point inside the powder of the rooting hormone. Then from there, once you do that, you just come and insert the middle of this container. Yeah. Then after that, of course, the next thing is to do what?
To water it.
Yeah. You have to water your plant. Once you water your plant, you have to take it under shade. So for us, we do 2 things. We take it under shade or those small 2 greenhouses over there.
This is the final product.
This is the final product.
All these are the nursery whatever you're seeing around.
So from compost,
Through the same process.
soil, you mix them, and then you add this cutting, you water it, and then this is the end product.
Right. Those are ready seedlings.
How long will it take now from this cutting to the end product?
So sometimes it varies depending on the type of flower or tree that you are trying to raise at the nursery. Some plants will grow very fast, but on average it will take like 2 to 3 months. The plant is ready for transplanting. Yeah, but for vegetable things like vegetables, I think that's
a month.
A month also. Those ones like do much better.
Can you see that greenhouse?
Yeah.
The one that has the cuttings.
Yes.
So this is the greenhouse.
This is the greenhouse
where the cuttings are placed so that they can grow.
Yes. So like you can see, these ones are almost ready. I think they should go out in the next 2 days.
Which plant is this?
This is lavender. It's called English lavender.
Can someone like
Yes, you
smell?
can smell. You can smell them.
that.
Yeah.
They must have seen the other one with the purple flowers. Eh?
Yes,
Those
yes.
will be
Lavender.
different lavenders, eh?
Smell this.
There's another one called the French lavender. You'll be seeing it out there in the sensory garden. Eh?
It's nice.
Yeah, that's lavender. It's lavender.
Then there's also something else. Very nice.
Another, yeah.
These are what?
This is a herb called geranium, rose geranium. Yeah, it's very nice for like making essential oils.
Essential oil.
Yes. You can just smell it, see how it smells. Just take some leaf and just Like that. How is it?
Nice.
How's it?
Oh my god.
Everything around here smells good.
Essential oils. Yeah. Smells nice.
So just to add to that, I think when we were talking about the products and stuff,
Yes,
forgot
yes,
to
yes.
mention that we also into value addition. Yeah?
Yes, yes, yes.
So we mostly use the herbs that you can see here to make essential oils. So we make lavender essential oil, rosemary essential oil, eucalyptus essential oil, lemongrass essential oil. Did I leave one out?
Lemon verbena. That's the
Yeah,
next one.
lemon verbena essential oil. Yeah, so we're also into the essential oils industry. Yep.
Buy your product.
Guys, you should experience this.
Yeah, we have them. We have them.
This is lavender.
But what we have some.
It has very nice smell.
So you have rosemary and I think eucalyptus.
It smells nice.
Eh?
You should try this first hand.
Yeah. Get
Yes.
this from the farm, organically grown, organically processed. Yeah.
Do you know what this is? Make a wild guess. This is a rain gauge. For those who have never seen a rain gauge, this is a rain gauge. It has some measurements on this side here for you to measure the level of rain. So that's a rain gauge. And this is a funnel which is on top. So water comes here and then you measure the level of rain with this measurement gauge. Yes. Apart from sustainable farming, there are grounds for holding events. You can also bring your family for a picnic and enjoy the profound peace that finds its expression in the embrace of nature. Now let's head to the other part of the farm, where there is a water body. People can enjoy fishing activities or just sit quietly and stare at the water as you meditate and allow your mind to find calm. If you enjoyed watching this video, kindly support this channel by subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, sharing the video with your friends and family. It helps in improving the YouTube algorithm so that this video can be recommended to other people. Until next time, keep exploring.